All right, let's go over everybody. We'll start by showing you guys all the stats first. Lilina, Wolt, Lyn, Fiora. Wow, she looks really good.
Or Ursula.
And Ursula, of course. So, yep, those are your heroes. I'm going to hope they are as good as they look. But yeah, here we go. First hero's Ursula.
Alright. Ursula, 150 BST, Colorless Dagger Cavalier, with HP Super Boon, Defense Res Super Banes.
HP Super Boom, Defense Res Super Bane.
Yeah.
Okay, so she has like no advantage.
Nope.
Summer Linde version 3.
Yeah, third Colorless Dagger Cav, and they're all Summer.
And they all have like the almost exact same stat line.
Relatively.
So immediately that just reminds me of Lyn. Reminds me of Gunthra.
Yeah.
So 36-34, those are pretty good offensive stats, but
Linde is 34-35.
that's what I was gonna get to. They are all virtually identical, and the problem is Lyn's the only one with a good offensive skill kit.
I mean, Ursula's better than Gunthra at least.
Well, duh. She's the better mommy. I mean, have you seen her?
Yes, I'm looking right at her.
Okay.
Exactly. And this one doesn't get roasted in a barbecue. I think.
Great. What do you think, Legion? I just look at this and I'm just like, well, this is not much different, and honestly,
Yeah.
because it's not much different, there's really not much to go on.
I mean, for looking bulk-wise, she is objectively better. 3 more HP and 2 more res, same defense. But at the same time, very similar to Linde. A little best attack of the 3, and still competitive speed. But Linde having Starfish is just such a major advantage out the gate. And I mean, Brazen attack res is okay. But then again, Ursula has her nice feint, rally and ruse going.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this
It's just Scallop Blade isn't that great. I mean, the fact that you need penalties on them to even get the attack speed +5 doesn't do enough, and it takes setup, and you gotta make a team around her. And then she has rally attack speed plus, so you know that's good, but that's mostly for fodder. Defense res feint is also really good, but for heroes without a lot of defense or res, realistically you want to run desperation, so it looks like it's more fodder. And then of course even res wave is
yeah. I mean, hey, she'll have a pretty solid res of 34, I guess.
Okay. So for Ursula, I would just suggest the same way of building Gunthra, same way of building Linde, honestly, which is just to use Lyn's weapon. So,
Yeah. It's very hard to beat desperation on a weapon. And
the reasoning behind that, though, more so for Ursula, is that she has defense res ruse. So you can keep you have desperation, and then you can keep your B skill. So
yeah, you can just throw Starfish in there, you have a pretty good kit right out the gate.
yeah, but that's also the problem again, because you're sacrificing essentially Linde for Ursula, in which case there's not much of a difference to start with.
I mean, to be fair, you can't get Ursula's kit onto Linde, but you can do vice versa without the Brazen. But Brazen's not really important.
Well, it's not very important. Well, that's my point. Anyways, it's just another similar colors cav dagger. So yeah, we'll just move on from that. Her stat spread is good is essentially what it comes down to, but to build her properly just basically means sacrificing a Linde, which is just too awkward. I suppose.
I mean, her weapon's at least better than Gunthra's.
Her weapon's better than Gunthra's. That's by far. I mean, her being able to debuff will guarantee that Scalp Blade does get used, but that's about it.
If you want to enemy phase it.
By the way, is chat still? Can chat talk?
I think they can.
Oh, okay, they're just capping. Okay.
Yeah. Lulling.
Next is Lilina, and I think we talked about this as to why Lilina will be a better choice than Matthew for penalty damage, and she has a 13 attack advantage instantly.
But she's red.
Okay, you know, color disadvantage wouldn't even make up for 13 attack.
Yeah, it would. You try killing Gwendolyn with that. Yeah, good luck.
I don't think
You try
Matthew would do it
finding more
anyways.
Gwendolyn.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Nobody can kill Gwendolyn. Not even Matthew.
Okay, well,
Lol.
go ahead.
Lilina, 149 BST, Red Dagger Cavalier. Attack and speed super boons. Defense
Ooh.
rate. Yeah, this one's saucy.
That's really good. Ursula basically had a non-factor. Defense res banes for HP boon is basically a non-factor. But over here, it's if you get an attack, that's really good. But even speed, reaching 29 speed makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And that super bane of defense doesn't matter too much because wow, that's a min-maxed defense. Like if you hit anything that can counterattack you, you're dead anyways. That's 51 bulk.
Yeah. That physical bulk is non-existent, but that res bulk is impressive.
All right. So what I'm gonna basically say is, if you plan to make Matthew, you know, just put one Lilina. I just think she fits so much better. I think this is actually pretty sweet because she's going for the one-shot kill. If you run Gunthra and Lilina, you cover 2 colors now, right?
Yep.
Red against greens, green against blues, so you cover 2 colors. So you have a really good chance of having your heroes one-shot kill. And because her speed isn't that great, but her attack is so high, and if you have, so the ideal team I'm looking at right now is like Creed, Gunthra, so they have debuff to the lowest defense and debuff to the lowest res, and then you run a Lilina, and then I maybe even run a dancer like Legendary Azura or any kind of dancer actually, because as long as Lilina can get a second shot off, I think that's really a big difference maker. So that's a 4-hero team. If it's for Ether Raids or whatever, I guess you can run like Air or something, for the extra points.
You need Nana or Maribel. You need a panic healer on a horse for what you're trying to do.
I think
Maribel?
well,
I just picked Maribel because like her stat line's pretty clean, but Nana is like the really good free to play option. Like if you're gonna run these like at +0, like you definitely need to squeeze like a horse panic in there.
well, I'm not sure if that's all necessary because there's a lot of teams out there that don't even run stats anymore because everyone's like there's in Ether Raids especially they're guarding against the Versos.
Yeah. But a lot of teams do that right now. I mean, there's still plenty that don't. I don't.
There's still plenty that don't, right?
I mean, in the not so off chance that somebody doesn't run a single visible buff, you want to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Chills.
And that's why I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I picked like certain horse healers with like good offensive stat lines. So even if they don't get debuff, you know, you're still doing like a pretty decent chunk of damage for no drawback. And you know, if they do have buffs, then you know they get repulled out. Then Gunthra and Lilina can just drop in and then like one shot like whoever's left.
Which okay, I mean, which game mode are you even talking about? Because if it's for Ether Raids, you got to make sure you keep a slot for
Oh
that.
yeah, it's Ether Raids.
All right.
Ether Raids, you got to be a little careful on the positioning side, but yeah.
Okay. All right, just to keep
I've seen people with like who get like the dancer off, and it's like they get the panic inflict, and then they get Gunther down there somehow, and it's like, how the fuck did she get down there? And it's like, it's pretty fun stuff. But yeah, this is definitely talk for Ether. Otherwise, in general, you don't really need panic for like other content other than Ether Raids defenses.
You know, this is actually pretty interesting. If you run Lilina and Gunthra and Creed as the core of like a defensive team, even.
Yep.
Okay. Anyways, there's a lot of things you can do. The reason why I mentioned Ether Raid's defense in that is because you have the Bright Shrine. You have the Dark Shrine, right? The Bright and Dark Shrine. So you automatically have debuffs on your side. And then, of course, Creed and Gunthra are going to debuff. And, of course, Lilina even is going to debuff because she has Sabotage defense. So you put all that... Huh?
About that.
You have too much red. I think if you have her, you should use Spring Katria. And now you cover 3 colors. Although she doesn't have like the whole whatever that these two have, but she has her base weapon, which is a little bit. Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit better than Herod's B slot. So you have her. If you want, you can use Sharina. If you have that, that one New Year's staff, you can put that on there instead of panic on your horse.
But you gotta
it's
be
like,
careful.
You can really cover the team and like hella debuffs. And don't forget your chill attack seals. Like,
Right, but
seal.
you gotta remember there's like colorless tanks that'll just blow through all of them, so you gotta have some physical hero, is how I view it.
Free.
Yeah.
Pretty
Which
much
is great because your
one.
physical hero is now Lilina.
Oh, well that's also true, but I mean like a physical tank.
Physical tank. Creed.
Yeah, and because Creed, you know, if he has a debuff on anybody, he can't get doubled, so his ability to survive is immaculate. And of course, he can pull off, you know, lunge Gale Force really well, which can also mess people up.
Well, lunge is a little awkward if you're trying to do.
Oh yeah, of course. Then you lose your B slot. I guess you don't really need it as long as he's
It'll
there.
probably kill. It'll probably just kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but
unless
just
you can like sacrifice not using the B slot,
well,
then it's a maybe. Because with lunge, like you're hitting something and you know they're getting thrown back toward the back line with all your other crazy killer horses.
right, and then your other cab horses will just go in and finish them off. But the problem is like he has one of the best debuffs in the game. It's attack and speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same as Guthras, if I'm not mistaken.
Same as
right?
Gun Thrust, but that targets the lowest. They both target the lowest defense, lowest res, so they'll catch two different targets, which is huge.
Yeah, they capture each other's though. Creed targets res, Guthra targets defense, which is kind of backwards.
Which of course works so well with Luna because she has sabotage defense, so you can drop their defense by 7 as well. So you got a -6/6 and a 7.
Yep.
That's why that's a very formidable combination in terms of like just straight out penalty damage. And of course you have your Bright Shrine and your Dark Shrine covering you as well. So like the entire aspect of a penalty-based team right now is very feasible, especially for defense.
Yeah. It's expensive as hell though.
It is expensive. All right, her other moves are attack opening, her skills. I mean, attack opening, so likely go on a Creed, which would help him if he wants. You want to do Gale Force into Heavy Blade Gale Force, and she has attack res solo, which is of course very easy to do because she's just going to run away from everybody and attack. And then she also has rally up res plus, which is good because this is rally up res plus, not rally res plus. In other words, it catches heroes within 2 spaces, so she'll buff everyone's res up easily too. And of course, her weapon was Broadleaf Fan, which is the penalty-based weapon. So Lilina's actually very good, I would say.
Yeah.
Normally I hate the idea of color daggers, but because we're talking about running her with Gunthra, that actually works perfectly.
Yeah, and I think the synergy with this particular one is exceptional, especially when you consider just how ridiculous that attack is. For just perspective, it's 42 base attack with the boon, 54 with her weapon, 60 with the solo, 66 with a buff, and then if you're adding in the 12 from Chilling Seal, Freezing Seal, and then the 7 from the Sabotage, it's an extra 19. So that brings you up to what now? 266. So that's another 19, 79, 85.
Yeah, so
Nice.
that's why we're talking about Lilina being so good, because even though she's not colorless, if she hits anything that's green or even red, she should just stomp them.
Yeah.
Now,
there's
the
some
only
nasty
thing
auto.
I would do is put that dagger on Summer Gunthra
Oh my
or
god.
Linde or Ursula.
Yeah, if you're looking
Just for the colorless factor.
if you want a colorless factor, you either put it on one of them or you use Matthew.
I get
If
it.
you're going for
but
the well option, I mean, right now all of the
Here's the
seasonal
problem.
daggers are like horses.
But here's
Yeah.
the problem. Gunthra's kit is horrible. You cannot
Gunthra's
transfer over attack,
I mean,
res solo,
Ether
sabotage
raids,
defense.
If you're using an ether raids.
Yeah, but if you're transferring Lilina to Gunthra, then it's like whatever.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
well,
you can only transfer the weapon in the rally.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like her kit is just so good. It's so expensive if you want to do something like that, because then you'll have to make up for that other skills.
Yeah.
I mean, attack opening isn't that much, great. I mean, it's nice, but
it gives Hareed
not gonna
more
miss it.
likely Hareed plus 6 attack.
Yeah, and you gotta keep in mind attack res solo and sabotage defense. Those work really well here.
Right. The entire kit's fantastic, especially with a debuff-centric team.
Okay, but enough about Lilina. It's very clear she's very good. High attack, high res is already good enough, but her entire kit just functions so well.
Yeah.
Next is Wolt.
Fantastically min-maxed. Alright.
Yeah. Okay, Wolt right away. I gotta do comparison between him and Summer Fiora. Not Summer Fiora, New Year Fiora. Because I
can
believe
do
New Year
that.
Fiora is 35 attack, 35 speed.
You are right. I'm just gonna say at the gate, by the way, Wolt is 150 BST, HP Res Super Banes, and Defense Super Boon.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, weird. So, Bjorn has 1 less HP, 1 more attack, 1 more speed, 5 less defense, and 4 more res.
Okay.
Same BST.
So basically, between the defense and res exchange, Fjorm is just a bit more offensive.
Yep.
All right. So Wolt. I hate his. Okay. First of all, can we confirm his bow is 2 range?
Yes.
Okay, so it was a typo on both Japanese and English. I wasn't ever really confused about that, but people looked at that and they checked the Japanese trailer and they were both like that. They're like, you can't have 2 Injun-kuns get it wrong. But
I don't know
evidently they did.
Yeah, that was. I think somebody got really confused.
All right, I'm just gonna be flat out clear with you guys. I don't think you should make Wolt.
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't.
It's not. It's not great.
I think he's fodder.
Pretty much.
The reason.
Sue exists. Like, come on, don't forget Sue exists.
Yeah,
And
and if
she-
you want a comparison, Sue, compare with him, 4 less HP, 2 less attack, 4 more speed, 2 less defense, and then 3 more res.
Okay, but here's the thing. Sue has a much better kit. She has
Yeah.
joint hone speed and Swiss barrel and a Wu Dao bow, right?
And
Yeah,
Tilda.
she has Wubo.
And Moonbow. Literally, you just give her reposition and you have a good unit.
Yeah, and the other part of that is that she's not limited, so
Yeah.
there's virtually no reason for Wolt. Okay, just to quickly do Wolt, I'm just gonna say he's fodder. Brazen attack speed 4, fodder. Chill speed, fodder. You can learn both brazen attack speed 4 and chill speed, or brazen
And
attack and big catch bow. I wouldn't do that. Big catch bow sucks in my eyes. So
You can learn all 3 technically.
you can.
Yeah, because both Chill and Brazen are on 4-star units.
Oh, that's
Some
true. Okay.
cool.
But his bow's trash. The reason why is the bow's very similar to the dagger, but here's the thing. The dagger will have dagger 6 on it, right, at the very minimum. So you'll always get a debuff off after attacking. Bows do no such thing. The only thing they have is effective against flyers, and that doesn't really matter that much. So Wolt doesn't really function nearly as well as Lilina, and not even nearly as well as Ursula. Not to mention, I like Ursula's stat spread better because she has 2 more attack. I mean, he has more HP, but honestly, colorless versus colored, slightly more attack. Yeah, it's no contest.
Yeah. It's kind of like he wanted to be Valentine's Boy or something, but he just kind of got confused. So he didn't really have enough attack
Yep.
or defense.
Yep. So I cannot suggest Wolt. Or Gordon. I mean, that's what he looks like to me still. But there you go. That's Wolt. I can't really talk much about him. I don't see any point of him at all.
I mean, hey, Wolt fans, 34-34 offense is fine.
But the problem is, like, why does he
I
even
wouldn't-
reach 35-35? That's weird.
Because they wanted him to have 25 defense.
Which isn't.
Plus, they've made most seasonal bows with the 35-35, and it was like, no
But-
one's
and
gonna
they're-
notice.
This would also be the 3rd green ranged unit with a 35-35 offense.
Okay, but they didn't want to do that by making it worse. What?
Well, he's on a horse, unlike the other ones, so.
Yeah, but he
there's
also came out after the other one, so actually he has the same BST.
So none of it makes sense. Moving on. Lyn.
Yeah. Lyn. All right.
that. Lyn.
Lyn is what this banner is really about, because in terms of offensive hero, she's it. And she is instantly one of the fastest. Wow.
Yeah, that's
It's Lyn. Build her. Shut up. Just build her. You
Okay.
know what to do.
She has 37 HP, 33 attack, 38 speed, 20 defense, 27 res, and that's a total of
Lyn. 155 BST.
155.
Flying Blue Archer with HP Boon and Res Super Bane.
Okay. Res Super Bane. Okay, her stat.
Yeah.
There's no the Super Boon, Super Banes don't really matter. All right. She has kind of lower attack, but gotta remember she's double effective. Effective against armor, effective against flyers. But you gotta also remember, if she attacks somebody that's 100% HP, she's plus 4 to all stats. So while it looks like 33 is lower than like 36 or whatever, in effect, when she attacks, she'll be fine. Unless you hurt them ahead of time, then she will be behind.
Yeah, don't use Savage Blow or Duma.
Yeah, don't use Savage Blow or Duma with Lyn and you'll be fine, essentially. But you gotta keep in mind the rest of her kit, which is why she's so amazing. Her bow gives her +3 speed. And of course,
Yeah,
double
so that's
effectiveness. 41. And double effectiveness and +4 to everything when attacking with their 100% HP. She also has steady impact. So sturdy. Whoopsies. Sturdy impact. So you add 6 attack on top of that and 10 defense, and they cannot make a follow-up attack. So if you're going up against Vengeful Fighter or whatever, you don't care. She also attacks Speed Link and Distant Guard. She's really good. She's great support. She's built well. It's very
just add reposition.
She has it.
She has it.
Add Moonbow.
Well, shit. Just add no,
or even Bonfire if you're really that into it.
Bonfire. Oh, that's right. She gets a 30.
Yeah, 34 actually.
34.
Yeah, Bonfire.
Okay.
Or Glimmer. I like Glimmer though.
I like Luna, but it doesn't really matter.
Luna
Your
will,
choice of special, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, because what now? She has 33, so that's 47 base attack with her weapon. That's 51. With her A slot, that's 57. Her weapon gives her just 41 speed. With her weapon, that's also going up to 45. So that's what now? 47, 51, 57, 45 offensive spread right out the gate. With 34 defense and 31 res.
Yep.
Yikes.
This might be the best Lyn we've had so far.
She's immaculate, yeah.
I definitely could argue that. I mean, Love Abounds Lyn can be pretty nuts, but
oh yeah, she's absolutely busted.
Lyn's not really fodder, guys, because the best thing about her is her bow. I guess you can argue sturdy impact, but her bow is really, really good.
People are gonna kill her for sturdy impact. That is inevitable.
That's inevitable.
No, they're not. It's Lyn. No one's killing a Lyn.
Oh, no, they are. They are.
They are.
Unless you absolutely hate Lyn and you just don't like Lyn emblem.
I mean, DSA just asked the question.
You're building Lyn.
No, he just asked the question. So, what you're saying is that she's sturdy impact fodder? No, people are gonna fodder her because sturdy impact's so hard to get.
To Barn, and he just left the banners.
And no, even if when he was on the banner, he was stuck with Gray. No one's gonna pull for him.
Yeah, I didn't.
I pulled for him, but I ended up getting a Dream Corin instead because I tried to back out.
Slightly different.
I mean, it's free no follow up, but still, red fucking sucks. So if you want like a reasonable chance to get sturdy impact, I do recommend pulling for Lyn. If you hate her enough to fodder her.
Yeah.
But honestly, she's so good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pulling for her because I want to assemble the Linfinity Stones.
The Linfinity Stones. Yeah, this is a 6th Lyn, so you can literally make a Lyn team. And not just a Lyn team, a Lyn tactics team, and a Lyn team that covers all colors.
And all movement types, all colors. A lot of synergy involved here.
You can even actually just straight perfect.
And really fast.
And you can make a pure Ether Raids Lyn team.
Yep. And it will actually work.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, I actually have to pull for this now. Fuck.
Yeah,
I just left images. Oh.
Okay. Anyways, the only thing I would say about her is like you might want to replace her B skill. She would of course make great use of Desperation, but she doesn't truly need it because she can absorb one shot. So a better skill might just be Mystic Boost, just so against dragons, cause her res is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if she's initiating against like a Lightning Breath or Sea Dragon, her def's gonna be higher anyways. But if you're looking to tank a shot on the enemy phase, maybe a Mystic Boost.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right, but the Mystic Boost is more over just like making sure you heal up afterwards.
Yeah, if you want total consistency, that works.
Yeah. Other cheaper options I would say is maybe Double Renewal. Of course, you can always just keep the attack speed link, but I'm just talking about like, if you do change things up.
Chills.
Fodder GHP for that.
Chill speed's quite nice.
Yeah.
I think for her, she might prefer chill death.
Probably. A little more attack would be a little more damage would be nice.
Yeah. Well, anyways, the entire thing about Lyn is that she adds so many more stats. So even though she's 155, which is actually kind of impressive too.
That's Archers got a flat buff. Same with daggers to their BST, and it shows.
It shows.
Mhm.
So her BST is impressive, and the fact that she adds even more stats when attacking is crazy. So she's really, really good. She's better than she appears, and the double effectiveness goes a long way too.
Right. I am legitimately impressed, and at the same time, a little afraid of seeing flying in arena.
Yeah.
It's like Hanoka, but like, you know, not trash.
She's
Hanoka, but not drive attack.
the only thing Hanoka has over her is just being colorless. So
Yeah.
Which
doesn't
is
have a
kind of
stat
funny. It's like you would think
Hey,
she'd be better, but
Well, let me actually do a little comparison here. How about
Oh,
we
sure.
see the stat comparison? So, Hanoka is 5 BST less, same HP, 1 less attack, 3 less speed, 3 less defense, and 2 more res.
okay, so there's no point.
Congratulations.
There's no point.
big F.
Literally 2 more res is all Hanoka had, and otherwise she's just worse.
Yep. All right, Final Heroes Fiora. You guys have been waiting for this. I totally saw Sigrun because of the headband, because of the hairstyle, because of the color and all, but it's not, and it would have been weird too. But it's
Yep.
Fiora.
Fiora, 163 BST sword flyer with irrelevant HP, defense, and res super veins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Her HP is 40, 32 attack, 37 speed, 26 defense, 28 res. Interesting. This, she's potentially quarter.
She's pretty alright.
She's really fast.
I wouldn't waste your time with a brave sword. Still, she's some really good shit.
Okay, if
Yeah.
Take it, she has the same weapon as the other unit.
Yeah. So
Uh-oh.
kit. Her kit, Petal Parasol. If penalty is active on
Oh.
foe or anything like that, attack speed +5 during combat. You know what's gonna happen. Come on.
Oh, that's not as bad as I expected.
no, it's
Actually
well, the
kinda
problem
nice.
is it's even worse than Wolt in my opinion because this is okay. Wolt was bad because he doesn't debuff, right? This is kind of worse because she's now a melee attacker who needs a penalty on them and cannot produce her own penalty. Unless,
Well,
what's the
kind
rest
of.
of her kit? Yeah.
So she has swap,
Okay.
speed res length 3 at 4 stars,
Oh,
and then she has attack smoke. So she can produce her own debuff technically. with attack smoke.
okay. So if she attack smokes the right character with the highest attack when her defense isn't that
Why do
great.
you? I mean,
Now hold on.
attack smokes on all targets within 2 spaces. So
Oh, whoops. No, whoopsies. I was thinking of a
not chill.
chill,
It's
chill
not chill.
attack. Yeah. Attack smoke is on. Oh, God. Wait a second. You're saying the link is the 4-star skill and attack smoke's the 5-star skill?
yeah.
Yeah.
What is the point?
Well, I mean, Kaze already
So
has
the
a
link
4-star.
skill is like fodder for
The
people
link
who
skill's
don't have
fodder, I
fodder.
know, but I'm saying like why give her attack smoke then? Because Kaze's your entry path to that.
Because apparently no def smoke here. Speed smoke's on Takumi, and rest smoke is irrelevant.
Death smoke is on.
Oh, it's on Pan.
Yeah.
So actually, it wouldn't have mattered either way.
All right.
Yeah. It's kind of whatever the base kit, but that's fine. I mean, with her base speed, oh right, flyers can't use flash and blade. Never mind. But you can probably pull off any blade. You can get her a guild
No.
force. You can have her debuff, and then you know.
She has 51 attack with her weapon that she has active.
When it's active, that's the problem.
Yeah. Heavy Blade's a bit touchy. Red smoke exists. Shut up. But no, 51 attack is not Heavy Blade material.
All right. So
It's +0.
this is iffy with me because I don't know how to build her anymore. Because this reminds me a lot like Sheeta, and the thing is, Sheeta will not have as good of stats, but the wing sword is immaculate, so that makes it for
There's
so
that.
many things.
I mean, this does technically mean that Fiora can hit 45 base speed just with a speed refined in her weapon. And if
Mhm.
she uses her link, that's 51 speed, which is pretty good for an out-of-the-box unit.
Okay, I wouldn't count penalties as that easy to generate.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's fine.
you just have,
If
to, you just have to smoke. But
She has to attack
not-
though, so it's not
Yeah.
there for her first fight. It's there for the subsequent fights. But her defense isn't that
I mean,
high.
you still have 3 other units or 4 other units on your team. Like, you probably got chills going on somewhere. You got panics going on somewhere. It's not unrealistic to have some sort of debuff on the first enemy you run into.
Okay, but here's my problem with that. You're right, it's not unrealistic, but the problem is running her in a team just so she can have attack speed +5, and the rest of her kit is really mediocre. And
I mean, you can
it's
get
not
some... Actually, there's a fun thing you can think about. Mordecai. Mordecai. He has attack def link. She has speed res link. You can do an omni link. Mordecai, smite her in, and then the debuff activates on foes around Fiora, and she gets all +6.
okay.
There's that big brain I'm talking about.
That works.
Yeah, you just smite her in, and then she gets all +6 plus all attack speed +5, effectively.
All right. Okay, if you try something like that, but it's iffy because we're going through so much just to get her to work, and that Fiora
Well, it's
has
one unit.
Yeah.
It's one unit, no skill inheritance involved.
Yeah, and he's free to play now, so that's
Yeah.
nice.
No.
And they're mixed colors.
No. You gotta keep in mind, it's Fiora going into like the center of enemy formation or something.
Gale Force.
Even if you Gale Force, I don't think you're running that far. She's flyer.
Yeah. I mean, you move 2 spaces on smite, and then you get your Gale Force movement after moving 2 spaces. Technically, you go far ways, but that's because of smite.
All right. Well, this is iffy with me because she can't use Heavy Blade. So how does she even get to Gale Force easily?
I think
Exactly.
you can pull heavy blade.
Also, what's the point of using Heavy Blade if you don't have flying?
Yeah.
I mean, like with the way Mordecai's preference works, I mean, you can probably cheat your way a heavy blade proc.
Okay. What I'm just
And she is a flyer, so that means she does have access to things like sturdy impact and the like.
She
So
does.
again,
if
not
you're a fan of
impossible.
Fiora, that's a totally feasible.
Okay, I can't
option.
do this. I can't think of anything good for her.
Okay,
I
that's
can't.
fine. If you don't want to use the weapon, it's a sword. You have plenty of red swords that are like in the pool of things that you can use. Like there's what is it again? Fuck. Well, there's
Akita?
safeguard. Yeah, that one. There's safeguard. There's a barrier sword or whatever the fuck it's
Geisha.
called.
Oh, her defensive res isn't that high.
Gaishin's nice. It's like
Maybe-
you could use that.
Maybe
If
Geisha
you-
just to debuff and
if you
buff.
really want, like, if you need a spare cheetah like unit, like you can give her armor smasher.
No,
That's
no,
really good on her.
no.
You
No,
have
don't
Slay.
do that.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
If you really need to, like, red armor smashers, that's the thing. But don't forget, there's also slaying and there's also Wu Dao.
Okay.
And I'd say slaying for her with her stat line is probably really good.
Why?
All right, so you have your 32-37. She's
Yes.
always gonna get a good double. That means you're almost always gonna get your Luna proc if you want to run that. If you want to run sturdy impact on her or mirror impact, you can get yourself a really good bonfire. You can get yourself a really good iceberg. Like, I think those are really good on her. Her
But-
HP is pretty decent, and it's like, she can probably get away with that. You have that. You can have like maybe desperation on her B if you want to be super cheap about it, or you can give her mystic boost.
Because
If you're using Wu Dao, you can use Soul. You can always
No.
like heal back what you hit after combat. Like, there's a pretty good set of options you can run.
the
None
problem
of them are perfect, but they're pretty fun to run.
the problem is like those are very general builds, and it doesn't really shine with Fiora. The best thing about her is her immaculate speed, and if you're gonna make a Brave Sword Fiora, I mean,
Well, absolutely not.
No.
With
Well,
32 attack, no.
but that's
Please don't.
Just use New Year's Guntra at that point. She has 2 more attack and the same speed. Come on.
look, the problem with Fiora. Well, no, Fiora you can merge easily. Her first merge will add 2 more speed.
Yeah, 2 more speed, 2 more HP, and 1 more attack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not actually like that bad of an idea.
Yeah.
But
gotta
that's
make
the
it work.
best thing about her speed. So making a quad sword hero with her. The problem with like all the suggestions is like you can't go. I would not go for armor smasher because that's a Sheeta bro. Brave sword's kind of iffy because they have Valencia. That's already their brave sword hero.
Yep.
Going for the slaying Wu Dao options is kind of interesting, but with her attack being so low, it's not that sustainable. She'll attack, of course, they hit, and then she'll attack with like soul or whatever, do 10 additional damage. I find a question. Maybe she'll get the kill, maybe she won't. I just really can't think of anything that like truly shines with her as a problem. And I feel like she's just like supposed to be like a red Shigure or something. Well, not
Maybe,
even
but it's
that.
like I'm
Pretty
looking at
much.
the bulk. Like, she's got 40 for she's like 66 and 68 base bulk before
Yeah.
merges and stuff. Like,
Her HP.
she can definitely run multiple runs of combat. That's why I think the Wu Dao is important for her, because if you're saying her attack's low, Wu Dao fixes that pretty easily. If you don't have to use Soul, you can use something else. Oops.
No, I think Wu Dao Soul makes Wu Dao Noontime makes more sense because you gotta make sure you survive that fight and heal.
Yeah. So if you kill,
And
I'd say
then, of
Luna
course,
then,
keep the link
'cause
that
you got-
way.
Right.
Okay, maybe that's the cheapest build. I don't know. Fiora, I can't really think of anything about. All right, but that is your heroes. Unless you have anything else to add.
Well, if you want, since you brought up Shigure, I'll just show how related they are.
Yeah.
They have the same HP. Fiora has 1 less attack. They have the same speed. Shigure has 1 more defense, and Shigure has 3 less res.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. They're virtually identical.
Yeah.
She's just supposed to be a red Shigure, so the problem is Shigure, of course, unless if colors don't matter to you, Shigure has the advantage because he comes with the Wu Dao lance. So
Yeah. He comes with harmonic, which is nice. Hey, if you have Mordecai, this might be a fun thing to try. But that's really where I'd say it. It is kind of neat though that you can do that. So, like now you can do that with any unit reasonably with attack, def, speed, res, link.
I just can't suggest committing to a +10 of Fiora unless you really like her. But I can't
Pretty much
suggest it.
I mean, there's like a lack of like red flyers outside of Sheeta. That
You
can,
really
like,
don't
build easily.
No, it's
Like,
Sheeta and Pala.
kinda-
Sheeta
you
and Pala
kinda
dominate
have
it.
literally just those two.
Yeah, but those two
And
will
it's not
cover.
really
going.
colorful.
But those two cover most things. Is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, well, Palo is just a total TA check with similar bulk, but no speed comparatively. And then she does anti-armor with comparable speed, but no
Right.
bulk
Okay.
on defense.
But those are your heroes. Right away, only heroes I can suggest pulling for it: Lilina and Lyn. That's about it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Ursula is pretty alright in that B slot of hers that is really good. Ruse.
It's
But,
honestly kind of nuts.
No.
yeah.
I meant pulling for the usage. Ursula and Wolt
mean-
are great fodder.
You could probably
Yeah, for
still
fodder,
use-
her and Wolt are really great fodder. Especially if you run OG Celica and you really want that Brazen 4.
If you miss Lind, Ursula's a perfectly fine option for a unit, but Wolt I will totally agree on. Unless you really like him, he's probably the most fodder here.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going for Lyn. That's it.